The instructional goal of our courseware is to help Form 2 students to learn the basic of embroidery in a more interactive and enjoyable way. Through this website, students can understand the introduction to embroidery, recognize the tool and materials, and also learn the basic techniques. We also included multimedia elements such as images and videos to make the learning process more engaging.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Azwar Izzat bin Abdul Aziz. My case number is 2025-181-025. So, the primary target audience for the courseware is Form 2, student in Malaysia secondary schools who are studying visual art education, which is pendidikan seni visual, under the KSSM curriculum, specifically Chapter 8, The Art of Embroidery, Seni Sulaman. This courseware is designed for students aged 14 years old and aims to support classroom learning by providing interactive and engaging learning materials. It helps students to understand the fundamental of concept of embroidery, including the principal types of embroidery, tools and materials, technique, and the process of producing simple embroidery arts. In addition, this courseware can also be used by visual art teachers as a supplementary teaching during the lesson, so that allowing students to learn independently through the multimedia content, quiz, and practical activities that can enhance their understanding of the topic.
Okay, next I will be presenting the learning objectives for embroidery. The first one is learners can explain the basic concept and purpose of embroidery. Learners will understand what embroidery is, its history, and how it is used to decorate and enhance fabrics for artistic, cultural, and practical purpose. Second one is identify the tools and materials used in embroidery. Learners will be able to recognize and describe the functions of essential embroidery tools and materials such as embroidery needles, hoops, fabric, embroidery threads, scissors, and fabric makers. The third one is recognize and perform basic embroidery stitches, which is learners will learn the characteristic of common embroidery stitches, including the running stitch, back stitch, chain stitch, satin stitch, and cross stitch, and practice executing them correctly. The fourth one is apply embroidery techniques to create a simple design, which is learners will transfer a pattern into fabric, select appropriate stitches and thread colors, and complete a basic embroidery projects with neatness and creativity. The last one is practice proper handling and care of embroidery tools and materials. It is learners will demonstrate safe handling and embroidery equipment, organize their workspace, and maintain tools and materials properly to ensure safety, efficiency, and long-term usability.
For the instructional analysis, our website follows a step-by-step learning process. Students first access the homepage before learning the introduction and history of the embroidery. Next, they have to explore the tools, materials, and embroidery techniques. Also, they can view image galleries and instructional before completing the quiz to assess their understanding. Finally, students review the summary to reinforce what they have learned.
Right, so next I will present our storyboard. So our courseware is designed with a simple and organized learning flow, and it contains four sewing projects arranged according to their difficult level. And in the first two projects, fabric tote bag and pillowcase set are for beginners, and they help users learn basic sewing skills. And the next is the zippered pouch, which is at the intermediate level, and it introduces more advanced sewing techniques such as attaching a zipper. And lastly, the tailored blouse is an advanced project where learners can apply all the skills they have learned. And this storyboard allows users to learn step by step, making the courseware easy to follow and suitable for learners of different skill levels.
Next page, I will present in the assessment items, which is quiz and task. The purpose of our quiz is designed to assess learners' understanding of the embroidery lessons. It reinforces the knowledge gained about embroidery tools, materials, and basic stitches through an interactive activities. Learners answer multiple choice questions based on the topics covered in the lessons. Each question tests their knowledge of embroidery tools, materials, and stitching techniques. After selecting an answer, learners click the Submit Answer button to check their response. The progress bar at the top shows how many questions have been completed. At the end of the quiz, learners receive their final score, allowing them to evaluate their understanding of the lesson. Okay, for the team members and tasks, the project was successfully completed through proper task distribution among team members. Where Nadia handled instructional goals and instructional analysis, Azrul focused on target audience, while me developed learning objectives and assessment items. Joshua worked on storyboard and content development, and finally Nazhan was responsible for developing the website.